Hello people, Nemi B here. As you can see, I am doing another fucking reaction. But this time I'm doing it because I'm excited, because this is Mechagodzilla. And, making the same mistake I did last time of waiting till this point. So now I've got to wait 2 bloody minutes before I can actually get to watching the thing. But as you can tell, I'm watching at the premiere, which means it's 3 AM in the morning. And I gotta be pretty quiet, so I don't wake family up. So I guess it's time to talk about my prediction. So I did say plant level Dragonzord, and I'm very hesitant on that. Some people think I was playing up the Dragonzord. I don't know much about Power Rangers. I don't know much about their scaling. All I know is that some people say they're plant level, and if they are, Mechagodzilla can still win depending on which one they use. I'm saying that Super Mechagodzilla, technically, Mechagodzilla 2 is the second form of the Showa Mechagodzilla, but I'm saying that technically Mechagodzilla could still win, depending on the version they use. But from what I know, Rita's best feat, not counting that planet level one, is only island level, so technically, if the Dragonzord is only around that level, Kiryu could beat it, because Kiryu's Absolute Zero canon has been calced to like country level, I think, which countries are bigger than islands generally, unless you want to count Australia, but Australia sucks, so don't count us. So I'm kidding. Australia is awesome in its own ways, but yes, I think it is completely reasonable to say Kiryu could beat the Dragonzord if that planet level thing is invalid, which it might be. I still think it's quite likely the Dragonzord is stronger than Rita, because it would seem kind of weird to me if she was stronger than a gigantic fucking mech, but it's plausible it's not, in which case it's extra fucked. Anyway, let's get going. I want to see how this goes. I'm just going to edit out like the parts of long silence that I have. That way, first off, I'm not just re-uploading the entire thing. I want to make a more detailed response video, because I'm a Godzilla nerd. And I love Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, the first film with Kiryu. I think Tokyo SOS is a little overrated. I put it on a worst Godzilla films list once, and no, it's not one of the worst. It's far from it. But I guess I was just really annoyed that they got rid of Akane. Mysterious? We know more about that than almost any other Mechagodzilla because it's got the most details on it. Also, Kiryu. It's Kiryu. I guess you could pronounce it Kiryu, but it sounds pretty much the same when I say it. I just don't get the whole dragon thing. They don't look anything like dragons, but I know Kiryu's name has dragon in it. Earth's Guardian, big head. I still love the Dino Megazord. I don't really give a crap about Power Rangers. No offense if you do, but the Dino Megazord looks so cool. And I've seen some of the other Super Sentai designs because I'm a fan of TJ Omega and he knows a lot about them and he's reviewed several figures of them. They do look really cool. I do legitimately like how the White Ranger looks though, just generally. That roar sounds so familiar to me. Like, I was gonna say Anguirus, it's nothing like Anguirus. It sounds a bit like Rodan, almost. Did he say semi-sentient? That makes more sense than it should, honestly. Is that canon? Is that canon? But showing a completely unrelated sword, we know. Maybe it made sense in Super Sentai, I haven't seen either. Actually, I legitimately want to know, what happened to the Dragonzord after Tony became the White Ranger? I don't know anything about Power Rangers, I'm legitimately curious. Did it vanish, or did like something happen to it? No, Boomstick is weak enough to be injured by a knife, and you guys want me to do Wiz and Boomstick versus not Wiz and not Boomstick? Did I call him not Boomstick a moment ago? I'm an idiot. For Boomstick getting injured by a knife. Is that a Jaeger? I don't think volts. No, I don't think volts are that important. Because, like, isn't voltage just the measurement of the pressure of the electrical, in output, or is there something specific about megavolts or the context of volt there? Because as far as I'm aware, volts is just the measure of pressure of an electric current. Not important, but, I just feel like saying it. I'm glad they referenced their previous scaling for the Megazord, though. Flew to the moon, punched out of the moon's orbit. No, oh, they did exist at the same time. I really want to know. If anyone here is a Power Ranger fan, please tell me. I'm actually curious. I'm not too into Power Rangers, but I really want to know. Yeah, we know. You've already given us this explanation. With the right Ranger summoning the Dino Megazords. Those were not the Dino Megazords they combined with to form the Mega Tigerzord, was it? No, it's a different set of Zords, I believe. Height 100 meters. Are you fucking kidding me? That's supposed to be the regular Dragonzord's officially like 30 meters. It more than triples in height. Yeah, they brought the island in. Are they just not going to bring up the whole moon thing? Oh, that roar. Is that just a Mechagodzilla roar? I should know this. It's serious. I'm hung up on that roar. It sounds like a roar from the Showa era. I'd like to say Heisei era, but when I really think about it, a lot of the Heisei era roars are reused. Shirazawa's not evil, by the way. It's just, looking at the eye patch, some people would think he's evil. But he's not. Well, actually, I mean, in the original, I believe the bones actually, vanished. But obviously in this timeline, they didn't. Hey, it's Gyra. Or was that Sand? No, I think that's Gyra. Kiryu. Or Kiryu.
Sure, technically this isn't the first Mechagodzilla we've seen, but it's certainly the deadliest and the most unique. So much so, it was given its own distinct
deadliest?
name.
Not even close.
A combination of kanji meaning machine and
but it is not even the most unique. At the time it was, but I think Mechagodzilla City, as much as I'm not a fan, is more unique. But I love Kiryu. It's such a cool look. Nickname. No, that's his actual name. Its nickname is Mechagodzilla. Its actual name is Type 3 Kiryu. Oh, so cool. Don't call on that. Like, God, wait, is that canon? Is War of the Gargantuans canon? Gargantuans, what is it, Gargantuas? One of those. Is that canon to... I wasn't aware of that. But I also don't really care much for that film. Although I'm sure it's a good film. I've actually heard a lot of good things about it, compared to a lot of Showas. So ridiculous, but I love the beam. It's literally destroying the atoms. It's so cool. Kiryu? It sounds like it's just saying Kiryu at this point.
Exactly like my own cyber goose. With the skeleton of a goose and some extra parts I had lying around.
Two-headed goose. Geuse. Like Gauss from Gamera. But stupid and goose-based. Woo! Go Akane. Fuck off. The stereotypes and cliches aren't important, it's the way they're used. Kiryu. I don't want to keep harping on it. But he is just saying Kiryu at this point. I think it was more expanded upon Tokyo SOS. I don't remember how often it happened in the first film, but I don't think it was too often.
Realizing that they were each shadows of a tragic past, struggling to find purpose in life. Like college roommates.
Which I like, because it shows the sympathetic side of the original Godzilla. Oh, thank God, you're talking about the version. Yeah, it did. Which is extremely concussive in this timeline. Okay. Lifted and through, not lift and through. Yeah.
Given how quickly Kiryu's fuel burns in flight, in order to make it,
it's a different Kiryu, but okay. I gotta wonder if they used Kiryu either because they legitimately thought he was the strongest, or if because or because of animation reasons, or if they did it because it's the only Mechagodzilla you can actually use a gender pronoun for. Because like the first one's a machine, the second one's a machine, and City's a bunch of little machines. This is the only one that actually has a gender or sex. Based on what they've said, it really seems like they're going to give Kiryu the win here, which is understandable because, on one hand, they didn't calculate out the Rita Repulsor Island explosion, so it's likely that's going to come into play to give Dragonzord a big buff that they didn't mention. The thing is, when you're watching a death battle and you're trying to guess who's going to win if you don't know beforehand anything about them, the best way to guess who's going to win is to see who has less calculations about them. In that case, I think Kiryu had less, because they never calculated out how powerful the Absolute Zero cannon was, but they also didn't calculate how powerful Rita Repulsor's Island explosion was. At least I don't remember if they did, they might have. But that gives them a huge advantage to just pull out. Actually, the Dragonzord tanked 10 trillion foe. I'm way over exaggerating that. You have no idea if you don't know what foe means in a versus wiki, or in a versus wiki context. What a foe is. You wouldn't know how bigly I'm over exaggerating that. That island explosion was not even a trillionth of a foe. Anyway, let's get to the actual fight. I'm actually excited. Although I kind of wish we got to hear the... Is that it? They're already in the middle of a fight. I would have preferred to have the Green Ranger actually do the whistling thing. Flute thing. To flute. So stiff. He looks so stiff. But, generally wondering why the Green Ranger's in English while she's in Japanese, given the Dragonzord is a Japanese entity. That's gonna be so annoying to edit out for the hell shit of me. I don't think I can edit those subtitles out. Is she just gonna eject the backpack? Are they gonna get the secondary backpack in? What? It's that quickly? Are you stupid? What? Mate, you'd probably better off allowing her to fire that and just avoiding it. Okay, good. Didn't fire. So there might be some actual, like, link to this battle. But, like, legitimately, I know he doesn't know. But if he did know, he'd be better off sidestepping the cannon, because that would give him a huge advantage. Are you just gonna kill a Kane like that? You bastards. This battle, it looks good and it's got a lot of cool things, but there is literally no pace to it. Literally zero pace to this fight. But I'm pretty sure Dragonzord's gonna win at this point. Because it's still got the Zords to call in. It's gonna happen now. Okay. Now that you actually have called them in, it seems quite likely Kiryu's gonna win now. Because really, the big deciding factor for me was what happened first. The combination of the Zords, or the Absolute Zero cannon hitting. Okay, that looks like a big diaper. Is it supposed to? Is this supposed to look like a big diaper? Because I swear I never noticed that. Okay, you showed that this form was 100 meters tall. Kiryu is 60 meters, and you even acknowledged that in your sidebar. So... No, but seriously, if you don't have Kiryu actually fire the Absolute Zero cannon, you failed. Now, see, the battle is quite exciting, but it really doesn't have anything that you'd be able to legitimately call pace. And, like, things... Like, why are they fighting? I mean, that's a really cool scene. Tommy, let go. Tommy is a genius fighter. Yeah, see? Because he combined with the Zords before. I mean, they could do something really cool and have Tommy break out, but that's not happening because, yeah. What's up with that hole? There's like no pacing to that fight, I'll be honest. It was good, and I enjoyed it. But there was literally no pacing. Well, it was like the moment he combined, you know who's gonna win.
Though Tommy did have way more experience piloting mechs and fighting monsters for years and years. Plus, he's a friggin' superhero.
But while skill and experience are incredibly important, it doesn't always triumph over raw power.
No. That Absolute Cannon is way too powerful.
Lightweight, with far less impressive feats of strength.
Yeah, well, Dragonzord could match the Megazord. Who could lift a 10,000-ton monster? Mechagodzilla tossed around a 25,000-ton Godzilla. More than double the weight. Mecha G certainly had the advantage.
You guys yourselves have noted that the weight doesn't matter. You literally said with Voltron that if it hit a lighter creature, but it hit it further. So if the Megazord hit that further than Kiryu through Godzilla, then the weight isn't a one and done scenario. Alright.
However, this pales in comparison to the Absolute Zero Cannon.
You know it does.
The real-life Prince Hotel new tower and several surrounding buildings. Using the known
I literally
scale of
said
these structures,
they didn't calculate out this or the island, and they both ended up being used.
28 teratons of
You're
TNT.
damn straight. If you're not going to use a planet level Dragonzord, it gets obliterated by Kiryu.
What survived being in the middle of this blast? There was no way Dragonzord could put down this tough son of a Zilla.
The winner.
They're
is
not even, they're
Kiryu.
barely dragons.
Godzilla!
Hey, thanks for watching this episode.
That pleased me greatly. Seeing Kiryu win pleases me greatly. I don't know how much there is to talk about that's like wrong with Kiryu's analysis that I didn't bring up here. Oh, great. Sasuke versus Hiei. Sasuke versus Hiei. Well, there's a fight I have absolutely no interest in, but you know what? I want to see how it goes. But I get the feeling Sasuke's going to win this because of how stupid Naruto got at the end. You're probably just seeing my profile image now. But, yeah. If I had to say one thing, I'd say that I was sufficiently pleased with how this turned out. You might hear me typing right now. I'm just doing something. But I am significantly happy with how that battle played out. Because, like, you can call me like, oh, he's just amping up the Dragonzord planet level bullshit. I was very hesitant on that, and I didn't know for sure. So, I'm just saying, if he's not planet level, Kiryu wins, and Mechagodzilla City easily wins as well. Mechagodzilla City is so powerful. Obviously, Super Mechagodzilla is still stronger because he couldn't be anything less than planet level without completely destroying the Heisei era story, because Batra and Mothra have to be planet level to have awoken at their time, and Mothra would have to be planet level to have saved the planet. If Mothra was not planet level, there would be no films after Godzilla versus Godzilla versus Mothra Battle for Earth, I think it was called. There would be no films after that because the meteor would have destroyed the planet. So Mothra has to be that level, which means that if Godzilla could one-shot Batra and also damage Mothra, he has to be around that level. Super Mechagodzilla was far stronger than Godzilla, but he was weaker, or it was weaker than Godzilla when he got the Rodan buff, and obviously weaker than Space Godzilla and Destroyer. I think I'd say it's stronger than Mogira, but Mogira was chosen specifically because they thought that Godzilla and Mechagodzilla would be too strong for Space Godzilla to take on. So the only way that would make sense is if Mogira was weaker than Mechagodzilla, because that's the reason they had Mogira from the Showa era come back and not just bring back Mechagodzilla like they were intending to. Anyway, so in case you don't understand me, I'm just saying, planet level Dragonzord still could be beaten by a Mechagodzilla. Only island level Dragonzord could only be the Showa Mechagodzilla. Some people have said there's like star level scaling for that guy. I don't care. And if there is, okay. I think that's a bit stupid, because King Ghidorah is still only described as a planet-destroying beast in Destroy All Monsters, which takes place after Terror of Mechagodzilla, which is the final film of the Showa series in chronological order of release, but non-chronological order within universe. I think I messed up my words there, but that would mean that King Ghidorah being planet level is not interesting at all. And I don't think I really brought up Black Mechagodzilla, who is 3 times stronger than Showa Mechagodzilla. And if you want to consider him a form of Showa Mechagodzilla, I'm willing to bet he's stronger than the island level Dragonzord. If he's 3 times stronger than Showa Mechagodzilla. Or I guess technically 3 times stronger than Mechagodzilla 2, which is the Showa Mechagodzilla at its full power before Black Mechagodzilla. So yeah, I enjoyed this. Am I excited for Hiei versus Sasuke? Not really. But I'm sure it'll be good. I have faith in Death Battles to be good. And you know what? This might just be my favorite of the season. This was really good. But I do have issues with the fight. The pacing was just rubbish. There pretty much was no pacing. It just sort of starts with the fight. The Green Ranger was extremely stiff, which I get is part of the Power Rangers thing, but they weren't nearly as stiff in Power Rangers as Voltron. Not even going to compare. That is an infinitely better fight in terms of the actual fight. Not that I really care about Voltron. Like, I care about Kiryu and him winning more than Voltron and him winning, but the battle was just so much better done within that fight. There was like a story, there was reasoning, there was much better voice acting, except MatPat. MatPat was not good as Keith. The voice acting wasn't bad in this. I don't know if they brought Kerber back for Tommy Oliver, but I didn't mind it. It just things just happened near the end. That was my chair. Near the end, they got some pacing after Akane died. But the problem is, before that, it was just fight. Oh, Kiryu gets hit. Oh, Akane's dead. Oh no. And then some proper pacing got into the fight. But you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say this is my favorite battle of this season, which is easily because of my Godzilla bias. Look, there's not even a question. Like, my favorite episode of the season with Optimus Prime versus Gundam was Optimus Prime versus Gundam, and my favorite episode season 2 is Godzilla versus Gamera. So I have heavy bias when it comes to deciding favorite episodes, and in this case, I gotta do a prediction on Sasuke versus Hiei. Now that's gonna be controversial, but I guess I'll just ask Huand. He researched Sasuke versus Patroclus. Go watch that. We made that. Yeah, I'm ending this with a plug. Bye.